issue, and hopefully she can make the adjustments and come back and get that on her second.
And may I add, with no knee sleeves either.
Good point.
Desiree Wilkins of USVI now opening on 182.5 kilos. And that certainly looked a lot deeper than some of the others to me.
Yep. Nice and controlled descent, making sure she's in the right forward can become a little more serious if they're not controlled. And a big thanks to all the volunteers here at Malta.
Desiree Wilkins of USVI now, jumping 5 kilos to 187.5.
I think that's a pretty reasonable jump based upon the speed of her first. And she is one of those lifters who likes to take a slow eccentric, get in the right spot.
Yeah, a lot of these lifters, you know, that tend to move towards tempo, just like
Forgotten, and I guarantee you will see her in the future correcting that, because that is what athletes do. They show that they can overcome adversity and continue.
Desiree Wilkins of USVI now, jumping 5 kilos to 192.5.
That methodical, slow, eccentric, but she's still good for it. She's actually got a fair bit left.
Yeah, and that looks really nice. As you said, super controlled, 3 white lights. And Desiree Wilkins of USVI now, also opening on 82.5 kilos.
Virgin Islands with a pretty big team this year. It's good to see that. That's a fast opener.
Yeah, it looked really good. And just like her squat, super can be a very conservative jump a lot of the time, at least in the heavier weight classes. But, you know, if you're talking about a 47 kilo lifter, that's a lot of their body weight.
It's more than 10% of the lift. So, yeah, that's exactly right. It is just about that proportionality of the weight. And here we are going from 82.5 to 92.5. Pretty aggressive bench press jump, I would say.
Yeah. It's a 10 kilo jump from her opener, so very controlled, just like her opener.
But she's good for it. And to your point, this is one of those times where I think
Midweight, let alone, you know, top end.
absolutely.
Desiree Wilkins of the USVI now, jumping 2.5 kilos to 95 for her third and final attempt. I think well gauged there.
Excellent job, yeah. So a 10 kilo jump and then a 2.5. You see that there are so many sumo pullers in the 84+.
Desiree Wilkins of the USVI opening on 182.5. Now with her squat and her bench, she's been very controlled, so it'll be interesting to see how she pulls, because it's not normally a lift that is a controlled lift.
Very solid. I think we won't know until she gets into some weights that are a little heavier, and she has to really, it comes with a greater technical expertise required.
Desiree Wilkins of USVI jumping 12.5 kilos to 195 for her second attempt.
And looking on is one of the best conventional deadlifters in the game, Kimberly Walford. As Desiree makes short work of 195. Jump right there. She went 12.5 on her first, and now she's gone 20.
I had to double check the maths there.
Now, I will say, she looks like she has 20. I don't think that's an unreasonable call. It just means that perhaps they got a little surprised by how quickly she moved her first and her second.
Yeah.
And if there is a type of lift to make an asymmetrical jump like that, it is the conventional deadlift. And look at that.
Oh, I think, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think she did lean forwards at the top there at lockout.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's 2-1, and I don't even see Kimberly.